bigger social media presence. I feel like has more like, you know, like, oh, okay. So we are getting a.
We did talk about using his other characters. I didn't think you'd pick a character played less than Vector.
Yeah.
This is Alucard, right? So this is an epic crossover for Ezio.
Which is another
Orb
legend
sword.
you don't see. Yeah.
No, Ezio does not get picked. Don't worry, everybody watching at home. We'll give you tutorials on what these signatures actually are, because you maybe have never even seen Ezio in bracket. This is another one of those. I'm gonna call it. It's kind of like a Caspian problem. Is it more of a Caspian problem or a Rayman problem? Rayman wasn't played for a while because Axe and Gauntlets are very different. Caspian wasn't played for a while because Gauntlets and guitars are very similar. What would you say the reason why Ezio's not played a lot?
The reason Ezio's not played a lot is because players are bad. That's my honest opinion. I think Ezio's an amazing character.
I do
From
too.
the voices of the players themselves yesterday, as I asked, which legend do you think needs their signature kit buffed or reworked the most? And they all said Ezio. And I was like, why? And they said, oh, we feel like all of his SIGs aren't bad, but they're way too niche and situational. And I'm like, I don't know, bro. Sword, Orb, like I feel like you could press 0 of the signatures on this legend and win a bracket.
You give a legend one signature that doesn't knock out. Okay, look at what Hughes just did. He did the down sig, and Godly had no idea what was going to come afterwards. Then he just neutralized it in place right afterwards. We're about to find out what Ezio can do if Hughes is about to go up, what, 3 stocks to 1 against Godly with it? Okay, gravity cancel down heavy. Not going to quite do it yet, but Godly picks up the sword. That down air catches a D-light recovery. Okay, uses up 3 stocks to 1.
Yeah. Use
Alucard.
This sword going wild here, and that's the thing, right? Like, I mean, obviously having that sword experience playing Jae-Yoon, we really haven't seen much of the orb at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't think you need to. If the sword is working, there's that down
He
sig.
gets the down sig spike. He goes for it again.
It's sick. It's one of the sickest SIGs in the game.
I wonder if this is used just being like, all right, it doesn't actually matter what the result of this set is. Let's see how good my Ezio is today because my Jae-Yoon's not working.
Yeah, that's
he's
fair.
like, he wants to have like something ready to go tomorrow to be able to win, because that's what Hughes is most preoccupied with. He's like, okay, if I'm beating Godly with Ezio, then maybe I could just go the distance. Now he's over on the orb. You were asking for this. Let's see how it plays out.
And the other side of things too, right, is like you haven't played Godly yet today, and someone you've had a winning head-to-head against historically, why just give them the practice at this point? You already have a great idea of what the bracket's going to be tomorrow. May as well save that Jae-Yoon if you're going to use it for tomorrow when it actually matters.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and now the downers are coming out. Goes in for the nair. Godly jumps forward, gets his own nair himself. Okay, he's starting to bring it back. I almost want Hughes just to go back to the sword, but I do feel like Hughes is like, no, I need to do this with the orb. Brings up the coffin from the neutral signature there.
So
tries
good.
it again. Yes, it is very quick. As I'm up the side of the stage, puts the end sig. Godly not jumping into it. Okay, Godly bringing things back. Disarms him with the orb. No, that's the second time that gravity cancel down sig's hit.
Keeps
All
it
right.
simple. Yu's gonna go ahead and wait for a weapon to spawn here. Gets caught trying to go for it. Actually, he must have put out a hitbox there because otherwise he would have been able to use the iframes from coming back to go ahead and grab that weapon. But despite that, comes down, uses the sword recovery, and that's gonna be it. Yu's with the Alucard taking game 1 over Godly. Definitely not a twist that I could have foreseen.
Yeah, no, I mean, when it comes to niche legends, Ezio wasn't next on my list for Hughes to pick up, but at this point, I'm like, fine, go ahead, experiment with as much as you want. I've got confirmation that for Hughes' case, this is the difference between being the 8 seed and the 5 seed. So It's a pretty big win. You skip over two rounds in the gauntlet by getting this win over Godly. And then we have this whole other mess of tiebreaker nonsense that happens afterwards once you have 3 players above him that are 7 and 4. Right, so Hughes has definitely got winning this matchup is a pretty big deal in terms of the amount of energy and effort he has to expend tomorrow.
Okay, so then expend all the effort. I mean, so far, he's doing just that. Godly on this Roman Reigns now, gets a turnaround with that recovery, tries to go for 2, can't catch the dodge, but the sider into
nice
the wall.
Nice dodge
on
on the weapon throw, but he actually dodges to his doom there, right?
Yeah.
Like, it goes so hard left to avoid it, and then dodges through the gravity cancel sidelight that he can't touch the edge of the stage, and Godly takes the lead here in game.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, reversal here, not going to be enough, not enough damage. Forces Godly to the corner.
I love how every single Godly set has been get destroyed on the Ahsoka and then just go straight to Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
just start there, I feel like.
Keep things simple. Oh, just chunking away here with these nairs, these stomps. Hughes trying to swing back, not having as great of a game too.
He ended up picking the weapon back up and then immediately got knocked out of his hands by the recovery. Gets him with the neutral signature and impales him off the right side of the stage. Hughes evens it up 2-2.
And we're going to keep here. We're going to keep the orb. So Hughes thinking that this orb is feeling really good here. I mean, I do like the sword, but we'll see what this orb can cook. Gets caught by the down sig, being a little bit too stacked on Godly. Godly tries to get a bit of a cheeky run off stage, turnaround recovery. That works pretty often.
That's the first bread and butter string coming out from Hughes here on the orb that we've seen all day. Nice job on the pivot end light. Hughes barely survives, avoids the weapon throw, hammers on deck. Stops
no
there.
way that hit.
Yeah, that was, I mean, Hughes was just as surprised as you were.
That was a deep one for sure. No, that stomp. Really kind of stretching the hitbox there, Godly. Feeling pretty good about these follow-ups. Oh, that's 4 unanswered hits there. A response is only a single neutral air, and that's the thing. You can't go blow for blow with Taros. If you get hit once by Taros, you got to hit back 3 times, and that's what makes it so tough when you're up against something like Roman Reigns.
And then the pivot neutral signature. That's been the only way that we've seen both Godly and kind of knock out with that move. Not out of stomp, but just out of slide charge pivoting it. And very quick game, too, coming out from Godly on World's End. And now that Hughes has seen that Godly's playing Taros, I doubt he'll leave that map open again, but we'll find out. Now, whether he sticks onto the Ezio going into game 3 or not. Okay, he is. He's holding on to it. Let's see what the map choice is going to be this time around. Apocalypse for game number 3.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. I gotta admit, past game 1 and the like shock factor of Alucard being on the screen and then sword down sig doing things.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen too much that's made me go, why are you doing this instead of Jaehyun?
That is fair, right? I mean, we did see some orb though, and I thought the orb gameplay we did get was solid.
It was okay, but he's getting an orb string in every 5 axe Sairs, right? Like it's not doing so great. Let's see if it makes a difference here as he's got the sword back into his hands once again. But Godly picks over the hammer.
Oh, okay. I like the scoop there with the down air from Godly. Hughes trying to command the floor here. D-light territory. Oh, goes for the end light there. I thought it would have been a D-light.
You think it's D-light territory in terms of D-light recovery? I don't think so. Not yet.
I mean, D-light recovery won't KO, but I think you get a side air here and you just play the edge guard game, you know?
Stuff recovery effects. That's huge. Oh, he didn't go for the edge guard there. Still afraid of the hammer recovery.
Ooh, we're going to Russia.
Oh, and then right off the top of the stage, too. Godly now juggling weapons, waiting for the spawn coming in, primes a hammer. One nair, recovery, down air. Dash lands on the platform, trying to catch a landing there. Hughes gets hit by the gravity cancel stomp. What the heck, Godly? This hammer's looking incredible. Sidelight will brush him off the side of the stage, but that's just it. It's like a brushing motion. You're not going to be able to get that knockout with a sword sidelight. There we go. D-light recovery finally connects. After, what, D-light range was declared like a minute ago?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Tough break for Hughes here, but not behind by too much. But now that hammer is in hand, you get caught by a stomp. Suddenly, you're immediately in the danger zone. So Hughes going to have to be very nimble with the approaches here. These D-lights, I think, are a good starting point to go ahead and try to weave around Godly, but the reverse nair gets caught out, gets punished. Down air as well. Hughes is not getting the counter punches in. You can tell there's a bit of a lack of accuracy with this orb.
And you're highlighting exactly what I was thinking about. The sidelight into neutral signature string does connect, but like when he's been on the orb, it's been a lot of whiffs and then getting hit a lot by stomp side air. Godly gets the D-light ground pound. Hughes now down to 1 stock. Godly a stock away from bringing it to match point.
Yeah, we'll see if Hughes can answer back, but I agree. There's a bit of what I can only really describe as flailing happening on the side of Hughes a little bit with that orb sometimes, just having a bit of a rough go weaving in between some of these hitboxes.
Much closer to orb meta though.
Yeah,
I was talking about this.
True.
We were talking about this backstage. It's like, what's coming up next? I think everybody's just going to be playing that weapon pretty soon. Unless Godly and kind of make a case for hammer again. What is this?
He missed. That would have been game, and Hughes gets the turnaround. Lucky break, honestly.
Very lucky break. He got hit a lot, but like you said, orange isn't that bad when it comes to a last stock scenario here. Although being on orb is pretty bad.
Oof.
Neutral light hits. Nice job with the falling cider, but that cider probably just got knocked out. Hughes trying to get as much started on this as possible. Gravity cancel sidelight nair recovery.
Okay, Hughes swinging back here, but I still feel like this isn't as accurate as I'd like it to be.
I mean, what comeback signatures does Ezio even have on orb? It's just the end sig. Side sig's too slow. Weapon
side sig's too slow. Down sig, people say, is useless.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree, but it definitely isn't the most flashy.
I mean, it's got its one purpose, I think, on offstage. you cover the wall a little bit.
A little bit.
I think about Ezio down saying, they go, why don't you just do Orb Dare instead? A lot of the times you don't have to like commit with your whole body. So it's like a doubles tool. I'm wondering what Use is going to be locking in here for game number 4. It looks like it's still on the Alucard. Here we go. Okay, so he's riding with this the entire way through. We're back to Demon Island. Let's see what he's got.
Willing to bet whether or not you win or lose off of this, which is, I mean, I'll let it rock, I suppose.
I'm okay with it when he tosses the orb aside and just goes straight to sword. But Nurtsa comes through, and maybe he's just going to be able to get this edge card. Okay, that Ensig was going for a really high read.
Okay, side air comes out from Use. Trying to go for these reverse airs, but Godly just continues to dash back before putting in any aggression. Very good start for Use this time around, though. Hopefully this is the kind of difference we need. Ensig, yep.
Silent Ensig connects it well. I wonder what the... I don't... Off the top of my head, I don't know if that's a 1 or 2 frame.
My brain says it must be at least 2.
It's got to be something that you can dodge, but if you don't dodge, you're guaranteed getting hit by it with how it's going for it. Because that sidelight N6's hit twice now on Godly, and it's looking pretty good. Unless there's something that I missed.
Okay. Oh, goes right back to the orb. Yeah, use the stick with it.
And now, as much as I've been criticizing the orb, he has kind of only cooked Godly with it so far this game.
It took a while to warm up.
It's getting there. Okay, ooh. Godly hitting back with a hammer now.
Yeah, waking up.
Downlight, downlight. Oh, sidelight, side air. Puts him up the side of the stage. Hit him with the sidelight Ensig. No need. Sidelight's there.
Oh, okay, wow. Just couldn't quite get the hitbox to line up there. Goes for another coffin.
He doesn't have anything to make it back. Yeah, that dodge did not come back in time. Godly like dashed forward, then reacted with a spot dodge to the neutral signature, making it look like he was going to go out there, and Use ends up getting punished for the wake up. But he did so much damage before losing that stock.
Oh, turnaround side air, forcing Godly into the corner. And it's not going to work here as Godly manages to get quite a few strings. Sidelight Ensig again. This is not a true conversion, guys.
Is it? Well, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's not. I promise
every once in a while, I watch the game and I go, I admit, I have not done my homework on Ezio that much. Did something slip through with Orb Sidelight recently? That's what I'm thinking about. I'll have somebody confirm afterwards. But so far, all I know is that it's tight enough that it's hit Godly 3 times.
Yeah.
Godly hasn't gotten out of it yet.
How often are you thinking about dodging after Orb Sidelight in general, right?
Most people... it's the same thing with Sword Downlight or Spear Downlight, right? Like you just have to try.
To some degree, I think. I feel like most people, like
people get greedy with double D-Light sometimes.
It's true.
Nice downlight, gets the spiking hitbox of the bicycle kick there. Tries going for the sidelight. Side air does hit it. Okay, silent neutral sig. I mean, why not? Go for it 3 times. Godly bringing out an uncharacteristic side sig to catch Use's landing, and now Godly could bring this back, but game 5 is on the table for Use.
Woke me up with that one. Use. At this point, D-Light Sayer will force Godly off stage and disarm. One side air will close the game.
Oh, he goes in for the end sig. That's 3 neutral sig knockouts. That is a good move. Yeah. If you think about Ezio, that's the one people were like, when he came out, everybody was just spamming it and shouting Cube because they watched that one movie.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure this is a nerfed version if my brain doesn't fool me. Like, I'm pretty sure it got added startup to it.
A little bit, right.
Or maybe more N-lag on whiff is probably what it was. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Use isn't whiffing it, right? So that's
clearly it wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's where it's mattering. And so now we have game 5, Demon Island. All right, Use has been on the Alucard all 5 games against Godly. He gets this, and he guarantees himself the 5th seed, and then puts our entire 2nd, 3rd, and 4th into an area where we have to consider the tiebreaker based off of head-to-heads and matches won, right? And that's going to be between Godly, Sandstorm, and Kaina.
And if you're Godly here, you must be a little bit tilted because you're just like, you've been spending the past, half a year training against how to beat SA, and then you finally get the chance to do it, and they whip out Alucard on you. Like, how are you supposed to know?
He goes out for the neutral signature again. He's going to wait for that dodge to go away, and then Silent Ensig is going to be on the table. Stomps there, Nair's almost taking him off the top. Scoop, I think, would knock out. I don't know if it would beneath the stage. Stomps here will do it, and Godly has now tightened up his game plan here in game number 5. Under a minute, he's taking a stock. Use has got 2 stocks left for the day.
Oh. And Godly's done such a good job of getting these like stomps into recoveries off of wake-ups as well, and there's that down sig we see.
Yeah.
Not gonna get to the stock though.
The combo start, the alternative combo starter move. Oh, on-up recovery goes all the way out there, and Godly wiping his brow. Use is able to even things up pretty quickly after that.
And we're back to the orb here. Gonna go ahead and try to fish for some sidelights, some drifting Sayers. There's the jump.
Oh, he tried to get the bottom, the spiking hit of the downlights on Orb there. Doesn't quite catch it. Godly stomps, gets punished.
Wow, what a
wake up stomps there. Goes for another stomp, uses the gun on the side of the stage, and jumping side air is not going to hit him. Just trying to catch him dashing onto the stage with these downlights and a really low to the ground dare, and a sidelight side air gives Use the lead.
Oh, the patience here exhibited by both of these players here, understanding just how much this game means. Hughes gets caught by the ground.
What
pound.
a call out. Just he dodged straight up, trying to dodge through it and a little bit too late. Godly takes him down really early on that second stock, and now Hughes has to fight back and fight back fast.
And I think that's one of the best situations to use that hammer ground pound is like a jump scare, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think you were going to do that.
Down 6 spike, weapon throw, forces the dodge. D-like ground pound, Godly doesn't have his jumps, goes for the N-Sig instead. Sidelight puts him on the side of the stage. He has no jumps left. Sidelight Cider would knock out, but Godly dodges up, goes in for the unarmed recovery. Hughes continues the weapon starve. Down 6 recovery, that's going to be not the knockout. Oh, unlike Sword D-Light, it doesn't send them as high, so like it looks like it should knock out, but it just doesn't.
Yeah, it's like you press the signature button at that damage range, you're thinking you're getting the KO there.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people are like, oh, this move feels a little lackluster.
Right, because I mean,
I feel like it should like buff the next move he does or something, you know?
That would be interesting. I don't know if it needs that. I think we're just like being biased because we saw it miss twice. Now Godly's doing all this damage unarmed. Okay, side air hits. Weapon throw. Gets a dodge up onto the stage. Can't take it back. It's a last stock scenario. Use. What is he gonna prime?
It's gonna be the orb, right? Yeah.
Okay, so he's got his old orb primed for the next weapon pickup, but the weapon spawn's perfect for Godly. He gets the downlight.
Coffin Gaming?
Yeah, oh no, neutral light comes through. What is Hughes gonna be able to do to stop this? Okay, edge guard time.
Wow,
Down air misses and he gets snared.
That side air hit high enough. Oh, perfect dodge from Godly. Trying to go ahead and end the game now. Hughes trying to look for an opportunity to get a reversal, but that's going to be the set. And Godly takes it over Hughes 3-2 with the stomp side air and secures his seeding and everyone else's for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be Godly, I think, locking in the second seed. And